This can turn into an uncomfortable topic really fast, although if we would think of it in terms of getting directions, then all of a sudden it doesn't seem so offensive. In fact, it seems like true love. If someone were to ask you how to get to a particular city, now I know that in our own day we've got Garmin and Google Maps and all the rest, so often we don't need much additional help. Technology can bring us along. But imagine that you don't have that technology and you want to know how to get to a particular city, and one of your friends tells you, go that way, and the other friend tells you, go that way, and one of them is right and one of them is wrong. It would bother you if somebody else would come in and you're saying, can you help me out here? Like, which way is right? And they'd say, oh, it doesn't matter, just do whatever. They're both right. That's impossible, right? It's impossible for them both to be right. In a similar way, when we talk about gods, we know that people worship a lot of different gods. And there's a desire to not cause offense and to not make people angry. And so in trying to address that reality, we might just say, well, everybody follows their own belief, or everybody does what they would like, or maybe they're all right, even though there's a part of us that thinks that can't possibly be true. Listen to these words from the Apostle Paul as he speaks to his Christian friends in the city of Thessalonica. They themselves report what kind of reception you gave us. They tell how you turned to God from idols to serve the living and true God. Paul is reflecting on the Thessalonians' own experience and how their reputation had spread far and wide. And without apology, he looks back and says, you used to worship things that were not gods, but now you worship the living and the true God. And what was the difference between the false ones and the living and true? Well, one difference was one existed and the others didn't. But the biggest thing was that this true God had sent his Son to earth to pay for the sins of the Thessalonians. There was no other God who had done that. In fact, there was no other God. But all those that claim to be gods, they have not dealt with the problem that every human has. The fact that we can never accomplish, we can never meet the standards that we ourselves know are proper for human beings. We regret our own sin. We regret our failings. We understand that God expects far more. And so we feel guilt, and we're afraid to die and all the rest. But the true God, he sent his Son to wash away all that makes us feel shame and guilt. So you got a friend and you're asking him, so which way is it to heaven? That way or that way? Who is the true God, that one or that one? Treasure the friend who doesn't tell you, oh, it doesn't matter, or it could all be true. Treasure the friend who tells you the truth. That's the way to the eternal heavenly city.